This video, I am going to go through everything that I am planning to do for the rest of the year and what vehicles may or may not come across the garage. I am going to go through what the plans are for this year and hopefully get myself from rock bottom, crappy scooters that are like 200 euros, build my way up, get myself to something like the BMW Z4, which is what I've talked about today, and everything in between. See how long it takes us, see what crack we're going to have along the way, see what problems we have along the way. I'm just doing this blog just for a bit of fun. You can follow if you want to follow. Help us if you want to help us, it'd be much appreciated. There'll be a few little journeys in the motorhome, and whether that's going to be from picking up scooters or just going out for the crack. Yeah, just stick with us and see what happens, eh? So I've seen an interesting project car yesterday, day before. You may be aware, in Spain cars are more expensive, even more expensive than a lot of Europe, definitely more expensive than England. The UK prices of cars is probably the cheapest in the whole of Europe. I would definitely say that. There is obviously certain cars that are more expensive than others in different places, but on the whole, vehicles, not just cars actually, vehicles, that includes caravans, motorhomes, motorbikes, so much cheaper in the UK. I've always thought it's down to the second-hand market being so strong and competitive. I know the UK has had an increase in their values a couple of a year ago. Second-hand cars started going up, but getting back to Spain, they're always more expensive. So when it came down to buying a project car over here, I kind of got to ignore the fact of how cheap they used to be in the UK and how much you can buy them for in the UK, because it is a totally different market. Steering wheel on the other side as well obviously does make a difference, and ideally that's what you want to go for, although even a right-handed drive Spanish regged car is still holding a lot more value than a UK registered car. And yes, it does cost money to import it. It does cost money for tax and everything else. It's got to be factory standard. You can't have aftermarket anything. I've imported a Volvo XC90 which had a factory fitted tow bar, which you could not get it ITV'd over here, which is their version of the MOT, without removing it. Ridiculous, I know, but it needs to be stamped with a homologated, approved on the actual tow bar, and when it comes out of factory, it hadn't. And that's the same when it comes to a lot of things. For example, caravans, if they come from the UK, you're not kind of registered as an owner of a vehicle with a caravan, whereas over here you would be. You would have a vehicle ownership, which would have a green card, MOT, if it's over 750 kilos anyway. There's just a lot of red tape. So, getting back to the car that I have seen. Now, the car I have seen is quite an early Celica. I have actually owned a Celica in the past, but it was the newer shape one, which is square, sort of more modern than one. It wasn't one of my favourite cars. So the kind of shape I've seen, I'm not going to show you the exact one because I don't want anyone else to go out and buy it. Let me see. It's along that sort of line there enough. I will pop a little sort of picture at the top corner, but the yeah, 94.99 the 1.8, was it ST? I think it was. Now it's going for about 1,500 euros. It's been sat parked for a while. All the bodywork needs doing on it. The engine needs a little bit, and the brakes need doing. But over here, they go for anything from 5 to 8. And it doesn't have a load of miles on it as well, which is a plus. So that's going to be a little project car. I'm probably going to obviously sand it all back, find out the original colour. It looks like it could have been a blue, and I'm going to do a nice shade of blue on that one. I'm not going to go too crazy because you can't, like I say, you can't modify it too much to get it through the ITV. You can get things past, for example, if you put on an aftermarket body kit or a spoiler or wheels, you can get them passed through ITV if you get them homologated and if they check and make sure it's been done correctly. As for wheels, a little bit more difficult because the wheels have to be on the Fisher Technica, which is the technical document. That technical document has got lists of each of the different kind of size wheels and tyre sizes that is allowed and registered with your car. Normally it's printed either on that or could also be printed on the car, normally in the driver's door well or somewhere like on the BM. When you open the door it'll tell you. Mine's got 20 inches on. You can also put 19s, I think 18s, 21s might be there as well actually, 21s, but it'll also give you the tyre depth and profile, so it has to match that. That's something that you can't really get around because it's literally printed on your car. You can put different wheels on and profiles and sizes, widths, etc. However, when it comes to the ITV and MOT, you will have to change it over to the old ones. So it means storing 4 wheels. Now, that's not ideal. It's not ideal. You'd probably get pulled by the police if they were going to be awkward. They could probably be awkward, and they'll make you. They may fine you and make you put the other ones back on. I haven't heard of anyone having that done to them yet. However, don't quote me on it. Best just to stick to the wheels that are in the manufacturer's recommended. So yeah, that could be the project cars next. I've also seen a couple of motorbikes I quite like. There's a couple of auction sites which I'm keeping an eye on at the minute as well, which are pushing me towards maybe getting the Z4M, because the Z4M Coupe, very desirable future classic, and also the Audi TT. Ideally the Roadster, however there's not many Roadsters around, and the ones that are around are demanding, I feel, too high a price. But again, if you find one with low miles, it's a future classic as well, I think. The TT Roadster, there wasn't many of them. There was a lot of TTs. A lot of them have been ragged around. Get a good one with nice seats and a booth that works. That'll be the challenge. But that 3.2 litre BMW Z4 with the inline 6, the Z4M is nice, really nice. Although I say the coupe is the more desirable one, I still prefer the convertible. But if I can find one for a good price, they're demanding upwards of 28 grand, which is mental, because you can actually pick up the 2 litre, for example, in the UK. Go back to the UK prices here. In the UK, I've seen one for 1,500 euros. You cannot get one here for less than 12. You might find a scrappy one for 7, something like that. Obviously that 1,500 one's probably scrappy as well, but getting a good M1 though, in the UK I've seen for 11, whereas over here they're 28. So it's a case of finding something that needs a little bit of work but not too much. Either keep a hold of it or flip it. I can see what's going to happen, and if I buy the Audi TT, I'll flip it. If I buy a BM, I'll be wanting to drive it. But we'll put a pin in for now for that, because Celica could be the next option, unless a TT Roadster comes along, because they're a bit more affordable. We'll see. I'll let you know, and I'll let you know how I get on. And if the auction happens and I'm in a position to go for it, I'll let you know about that too.